Buyer client pipeline report. Even if you're, again, a solo operator, you should start to think about your business in the two different places. So think about your buyer business separately and manage it that way. And then same thing with your listing business. So some of these tools seems like they would only lend themselves to teams, but that's not the case. You should have a book of business for yourself if you're your team's only buyer agent. And I know most of you on this call have teams, so but just in case you don't, make sure you're using this tool here. So the whole point of this, as you present this to your agents, this is a tool that is an absolute benefit to your agents. So this is not a huge accountability tool. Yes, it helps you as the team leader to know that they're productive and they're meeting with people, they're signing people. So if you go through these columns, they've met them, they've signed them, if they're approved for a mortgage, and if they've actually viewed properties, if they're A, B, and C, the date they were added to the pipeline, the date of last showing, the next showing date, and this actually calculates sort of an age of that lead from the date that they were put into the pipeline from today. And if your agent's saying that they're an A buyer, but they've been on this tracker for 145 days, something's off. So make sure your agents realize that this is their book of business. They should be excited about what's going on here. And don't there's other things that are sort of more accountability like, but make sure that they realize that this is just a benefit for them to be able to organize their business this way. So the Buyer Specialist Success Tracker has an online component, and I've showed you guys this before, where basically same thing. You got to go file, make a copy, call it your own, get it into your own drive, delete. So you're going to go here and delete all these rows. So you're going to get rid of all these gray rows, and you want to get it down so there's just white here. And then you're going to go in form, edit form. So you're going to make this your own, put your own nomenclature in here, make sure it makes sense. And then you're going to go to live form. And this URL here is the URL that you're going to share with your buyer agents. So this is where they're taking their paper results and they're putting every Monday before noon. I think Sharia requires our agents to get in their results from the prior week. And it gives my sales manager, she can go in here and she can filter by agent and see, first of all, that everyone has their results in for the last week, and kind of go from there. So it's super simple. There's nothing complicated here. We don't ask them for the number of dials anymore. We used to do that. That might be something that you want to add back in. You could do that with just editing the form, number of dials, number of live conversations, those sorts of things. We just cut to the chase on this thing. We just said number of new buyer appointments and or showing appointments set this week by yourself. And then we say number of MBAs or essays you had this week that were set by yourself. So we're able to see if they're doing their own stuff here and they're getting stuff done versus what we give them as a team, which are the other two columns here. Number of new buyer clients signed this week. If they scanned all the paperwork in, it's a simple accountability tool, but it works really, really well. And there's no reason to ever change it. Like, just start using it and stick with it. You may want to add a couple things, up here after agent name. You might want to say number of dials and number of live contacts or live conversations. Outside of that, I wouldn't overcomplicate this, because you can get crazy on data and asking for this or that or whatnot. So this is part of making this as painless as possible for your agents, because this is an accountability tool, and they'll see it as such. They won't really want to do this, and you'll have to sort of make this make sense, why it's so important that they do this.